Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olubukola and this is my first vlog following childbirth. Yes, I had my baby on Monday. And I'm so glad. So today, without any further ado, I'm going to be getting into it. We're going to be talking about giving birth during this corona pandemic and other things you need to know, question tags, myth and facts around child delivery in the UK. Right, so I had my lovely princess on Monday the 20th of April. Right, so for where I had my baby, you're allowed to bring in a birthing partner. However, once you get in, you both are not allowed to go out until everything is done. So that leaves you with the option of going first alone, especially if your water is broken or you're well dilated or the contractions are getting unbearable and they've asked you to come in. So you're left with the option of going in immediately and letting your partner come in when your labor really kicks in, like when you know that it's almost time to push, or you make him come in with you and then he comes in with as many things as possible. That way he can eat, because even though they will feed you with the hospital meal, they're not going to provide any meal for him, so he has to sort himself out. So having said that, it's just up to you. While some other hospitals like the RVI hospital, they've said no birthing partner allowed. So if you're going to have your child at this moment or during this pandemic, what to expect? A&E will be dry, especially if you walk past A&E. So for those Northumbria Specialist Emergency Care Hospital, you'd know you walk past the A&E before you go to any of the wards. And I believe just like most trusts, it was dry. People are at home managing their own illnesses as you'd normally expect people coming in for headaches, rashes, cold. People with serious illnesses are the ones coming to the hospital now. So that was the entrance. Went upstairs and everything pretty much started. So the first question tag is, what do I need for myself and the baby for the childbirth? So irrespective of whether this time or any time you have your baby, you should have your hospital bag packed up. So it could be a traveling bag, it could be any zippy kind of bag. Your bag for yourself, like I did, you pack yourself at least 2 nighties and preferably a gown, because you'll be having vaginal examinations done. So if you go with a pajama top and bottom, you keep having to pull down your bottom. So apart from your lovely makeup and lovely dress you go into the hospital with, your bag should have 2 nighties at least. You should have a pair of slippers, your charger, your phone, energy giving snacks like cashew nuts, almond nuts, energy bars, that you can go in with. Also isotonic drinks or energy giving drinks. You can have a little makeup purse that would have your lip balm just to keep your lips hydrated, because you will feel dry and dehydrated. Sanitary pads, breast pads if you think you might leak, your breast might leak, dressing gown, and I think that's pretty much it for yourself. You should be fine with that. You can have a wash bag if you want, just with a tiny bit of soap or something, and your comb, in case you want to have a wash and you don't want to have to ask from the hospital. And the baby, you need baby diaper. Any brand is okay, but I went in with Pampers. Size 0 to 1, baby wipes, baby grow, vests, mittens, cap, cardigan, shawl, towel, your pregnancy notes, cotton pads, and I think that's it for yourself and the baby, and that's your hospital bag packed. Next is, am I allowed to cover my birth in the hospital? So if you want to cover like a video coverage of your birth, in my own hospital as an example, you're not allowed, because they will tell you, because I work there, I know what the policy is like. You're not allowed to use your phones for videoing or anything, but you could ask. They might be a bit flexible with you, but I didn't bother, so I left my phone, so I left my camera at home, so I didn't bother about coverage. So, and that's why you won't see anything around coverage of the baby here. So another question is, how do you feel about not being visited or not going in with a birthing partner? So for people, like I mentioned, that had their baby in RVI, is all for infection control purpose, and it's a measure they have to take. So I know it might be emotional for we women, but just stay positive and be strong for yourself, and you'll be fine. And for my own hospital, I was able to go in with a birthing partner, even though my husband couldn't go in with me because of our little one. So the next question is, how do I manage pain when I'm really in pain? So nobody should die in silence. I remember that our pain threshold does differ. So if you feel like you're in great pain and you can't hold it, please speak out. You're not going to win a medal or get a trophy because you didn't take any pain relief. No, nobody's going to give you that. Instead, your safety is highly important. Your comfortability through it is highly important. So please make sure that you speak out. So what are the pain reliefs available? They'll start you with non-opioid paracetamol, then you then graduate. You can have codeine 30 to 60 milligram, that's 1 or 2 tablets, tiny tablets. You can have diamorphine, you can have epidural, you can have tens put on your back, you can have gas and air, that's Ethanox, the one you suck on. So it's entirely up to you. Every medication has got a side effect. So, but at that point in time, your comfortability, like I said, is highly important. A senior midwife came in to say to me, if you go home without any pain relief, I'm not going to give you a medal, Elizabeth. Just do what you have to do. So, because I was trying to be strong and all I had was paracetamol, I declined the gas and air. She said to me, oh, you better know what you're doing, you know. Then I asked for the diamorphine when I needed it. So that's it with pain relief. And if whatever measure that you've learned that works for you, if you can do a bit of yoga, meditation, breathing in and out, when the contraction peaks or it picks up, it is painful, you still feel it anyway, but then that breathing really does go a long way. And that's it regarding pain and pain relief. Question is, when I am fully dilated and I'm going to have the baby, will my perineum be guarded? So I've had people say to me that back home the practice is they guard your perineum, that way it doesn't tear apart, especially when there's a disproportion between the head of the baby and your vulva. So no, they don't, that I have witnessed twice that I've had a baby here in the UK. No, nobody guides your perineum. They watch you give birth naturally if you're having a vaginal delivery. You can ask them, but I doubt it's in their practice to guard your perineum. So another thing is, would they give you episiotomy? So that's when an intentional incision is done. They cut your perineum, the flesh between your vulva and your anus. I stand to be corrected, but I know of my friends oftentimes have said there wasn't any guarding or episiotomy done for them, that's cutting done for them. So you could ask again, but I don't think so. So that's another question answered. The next one says, so when I have the baby, am I allowed to rub the baby like vernix removal? So vernix is the white thing that comes out of that comes with the baby. It's very oily, sticks on the baby's skin. So what they will tell you here is it is a moisturizer. So leave it, let it get stuck to the baby. It will get absorbed. It will rub on clothes. It will get, you know, whichever way it will go. Delivery room here in the UK, they'll normally clean the baby with a towel and then give the baby to you for a skin-to-skin contact while you breastfeed if you think you're ready to. So that's it. So, but back home, I believe they would normally immediately wipe with baby oil. So they will say to you, we tried to do it with my first child, but that was when they said, oh no, I can't watch you do that because it's against the practice. So that is what it's like here. So when you get home, if you are a cleaner or vernix, you can do it at home, but they won't let you here in the hospital. So what happens when you get home regarding birth of the child? So that I know of, back home, I keep saying back home. So when I say back home, I mean Nigeria. So wherever you come from, your practice may differ. So they would normally wash the baby with local sponge, soap, palm oil. Some people, because they believe that the vernix were not removed immediately, the first bath is very important. It might leave the baby with body odor and all the likes. It's up to you entirely. If that's what you believe in and that's what keeps you going, then please do it. But I didn't do it with my child. I just had a normal soap and sponge bath for her, and that was it. So another thing is feeling sleepy or feeling drowsy in labor. Is it okay to sleep when you get drowsy or tired in labor? So that I know of, as an example, my mom would say, no, please don't sleep. So I believe some people also share the ideology, and that's because just like pain relief, they'll say don't take pain relief because it will block the pain pathway and you don't know how your labor is progressing that way. For the sleepy one, the drowsiness one, I have had to, after I took the diamorphine, I had about 30 minutes nap because I was getting tired already and I felt like it made a difference. And because you have the CTG machine wrapped around your belly, it monitors the baby's feet heart rate, it monitors the contraction as well, and you will have a midwife with you. I see no reason why you can't nap if it's just for a short period of time. And the thing is, the contraction is still there, so your napping is even not a napping because you can still feel everything. So but then for whatever reason, some people believe you shouldn't close your eyes. If it works for you, if you're strong enough, please do it. But if you think you need that rest, please have it, and make sure that the machine is connected, and you tell the midwife, please, I want to have a nap. If anything changes, let me know. You know, you need it, you need the strength you can get to push the baby out. So another thing is placenta. So when the baby comes out, eventually they'll ask you if you want to cut the cord yourself or you want your birthing partner, your husband, or whoever to cut it for you. It's up to you, that one. Then for the placenta, they will ask you what you want to do with it, and that's because some people in some areas of the world would normally eat it. Some would that they'll cook and eat it. Some people would use it for medicinal or herbal purposes. Some people would give it out for research. Some people would bury it. Some people would burn it. So for that reason, they ask you what you want to do with it. Ideally, you should be asked. And if you're not asked, ask them. You know, if especially if you want it to be given to you. But what I say is, oh no, discard it. But before I ask them to discard it, I normally ask them, are the lobes complete? I believe there are 8 to 9 lobes. I don't know, I can't remember now. You can have a look on Google. So there are 8 to 9 lobes on the placenta. So are they complete? So the reason is, sometimes when any part of the lobes is cut back in the uterus, that is when a woman bleeds, or one of the reasons a woman bleeds following delivery, and we call it postpartum hemorrhage, and it can lead to death. So, and that's why they keep telling you to monitor your pad, your sanitary pad, following delivery. So it should be bright red first. We call it lochia. So it should be bright red at first, then it should go pinkish, and then it should fade out in color till it stops coming out. So it is very, very important as well. So next is, how long should I stay in the hospital post-delivery? It is entirely up to you. You can go with the 6 hours post-delivery discharge, which I normally do. So it's up to you entirely. They won't ask you to stop overnight or for 2 days or for 3 days. And this question came up when I was having a conversation with my friend, one of my friends, and she said, oh, you should still be in the hospital. And I was like, day 2 or day 3. And I said, why? She said, because back home they would normally ask you to stop for 24 to 48 hours at least. And I said, if you're fine, if you've had a vaginal delivery, you've been sorted, baby sorted, you don't have to stay. It's actually boring, especially during this pandemic season. I don't see why I should stop in the hospital. So that's that about around that. So don't be fixated that you have to stop in the hospital for long if you don't see the need to. It doesn't mean you're not tired, remember. So that's it. Another one is colostrum. So when should I catch colostrum? Is it before delivery or after? So I didn't realize colostrum, colostrum is the first milk, I'll call it milk, that comes out of your breast immediately following delivery. I've had that conversation with my friends since I had my baby, saying, did they give you a pot to catch colostrum before delivery? And I said no, because I didn't realize, and I was glad I learned that colostrum sometimes come before delivery. So that's when your breast begins to bring out the milk before the delivery. So they ask you to keep it for baby. It's very concentrated in nutrients. So, but I didn't have to do that because my breast went discharging or bringing anything out before delivery. And that's it around that. How important is the vitamin K injection? So I have had to ask my midwife, has the vitamin K injection been given to baby? Because it helps with blood clotting. So because they've cut the placenta and everything that has gone round, you need something to clot the blood for you. So that's what the vitamin K does. So the next question is, how often should I breastfeed my child? So the midwife will tell you, they will come in for visiting, they'll tell you between 8 to 10 times a day, and that's because per feed the child gets about 5 to 10 mils of breast milk. You want to make sure that it is enough. So they'll say that 50 to 100 mils is okay per day. And before your breast begins to feel properly, like for me, my breast doesn't feel before, it feels after I've given birth. You'd have some people, they would have engorged breasts before delivery. So we are all different. So by day 2, day 3, I can feel my breast full already, and then I know it is filled with milk. But before then, whatever comes out, so far you know that you've put the baby properly to breast and they're well latched. You can have a look on UNICEF Baby Friendly Initiative around how to put your baby to breast properly, and make sure that there is good alignment, there is good, contact with the breast. And once you've ensured that you've done everything necessary, whatever they get is sufficient for them. And they say to you, you don't need to introduce breast milk. So remember, your baby can cry not because they are not full, they can cry because they have colic. So colic is that pain they have in their belly. Only an average baby has colic for the first 4 months of their life. So it is okay. You can just get any of the anti-colic drops and give it to them instead. So that's it. So just go with whatever works for you. Remember, no two child is the same. Next question is, why do I feel down after delivery? So there's something we call baby blue. So it happens between the 3rd and the 14th day of delivery. So it is okay to feel that way. However, following the 14th day, if you still feel the baby blue, you feel down, you don't want to talk to people, you're so emotional, you're so teary, then you should speak to your midwife, ring the community midwife, and let somebody know that it's not going down, it's not getting resolved, just so it doesn't lead to maternal depression and it doesn't lead to every other bad thing that could happen following that. So baby blue happens because there has been a rise in your hormone levels. It's peaked, and then following delivery it's then plummets again. So for that reason, the change is what causes your hormones, your emotions to get dragged in and all of that. But then it shouldn't last for long. So what should you do? Speak to people more, talk to your husband more, talk to your baby more, talk to your family more, just be interactive. Whatever you do that keeps you going, just do it more, and just stay active and pray a lot, sing a lot to yourself, keep your sanity. It is very important. And that's it. Next is, how do you feel with no visiting? So with the whole coronavirus pandemic, I've actually had friends bring in stuff for me. So they've left it by the door or sent it with a taxi driver, and I really do appreciate them all. But there is nothing like the physical contact, having people come in, oh, how are you, how was it, and having a physical chit chat moment. But then I understand that it is a necessary thing that has to occur. So everybody has to maintain that social distancing. So, and if you're out there and you're in the same position as me, just make sure you speak out, speak to people, pick your phone if no one's ringing and you're feeling down. Just have a Google. You could just have a read online about the closest circumcision center. But with everything happening now, I don't know if you're going to have any open at the moment. So what I did with my first child, who is a boy, is I've had to check some of my friends' boys' penises to see the ones I like the most, and then I got their contact. I looked online, and then I paid £150. They had the circumcision done for us. Or if you don't have anybody to check their son's penis, just check online, read reviews, and then ring them up and make inquiries yourself. So that's for the male. So for the female, another thing we do is ear piercing for those that do it. So you could do it yourself. I heard you can use olive oil, just keep rubbing the lobe, keep rubbing, ensure it is soft, don't stop rubbing. Once it's soft, get a very original earring and then pierce, boom. And once it's done for both ears. I haven't done it. I don't feel like doing it just yet. You should do it when the baby is still mild and tender, like first week, second week. But I haven't done it. If you need any contact, if you need any information, I try to ask people questions a lot, so I might have that information you need, and I try to read a lot as well. So you can drop me a message in the comment section, and then we could have a chat around any question, or if you have anything you want to advise me on or recommend for me. And that's pretty much everything. I believe I've picked up every question sent to me so far to feature in this video, and that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have had a good time. I hope you learned one thing or the other. And if you haven't had your baby yet, I wish you a very safe delivery. Remember to take all the rest you can. And if you've had your baby, I wish you happy moments taking care of your baby. And I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Thank you. Bye.